this thing on?
Hey everybody, the LazyPhysio here. Today we're doing something really special. So I have right here the Techni Sport TS51 black PC gaming office chair, and we're going to give it a really in-depth review. We're going to be looking at things from aesthetics and just kind of like how it looks and reasons that people would actually buy the chair to begin with. To some of the actual important things, we're going to give it a very physical therapy-based ergonomic review. So before we do that, we need to put this thing together. So let's get right to it. Off camera, you might see my dog Zoe. She might be popping on and off the camera. Don't be alarmed. All right, let's get to it.
Funny.
Oh yeah. All right, so now that this chair is assembled, we're essentially going to be doing a deep dive into it. We're going to be looking at everything from assembly. We're going to detail that process. Like I said, some of the aesthetics, but more importantly, we're going to go into the ergonomic design. Right off the bat, I am a little bit disappointed in Techni Sport because this chair is so much better looking in person than it is on their website. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I am in love with just the look of it so far. So we're going to go into more details. So let's get ready for that. Hey everyone, so let's get started with this review. Before we go any further, let's just be clear. The TS51 black gaming chair, as you can see here, retails at about $309.99 at the time of this review. This review is going to focus on a number of different details, but ultimately we're going to boil it down to answer one question. Is the chair actually worth the price? So let's find out. Let's start with the assembly process of this chair. So I'm going to start this video with a quick caveat. I absolutely hate putting PC chairs together. I don't get it, but it just seems like there's always some issue with putting them together. Sometimes it's very minor, sometimes it's a little bit more annoying, and it takes a little bit of time to figure it out. But I'm really happy to say that the overall assembly of the TS51 was extremely straightforward, with really excellent instructions, and it came with all the necessary tools provided to actually build the chair. So the total build time was about 45 minutes, and I intentionally took my time to make sure the build was perfect, so actually be able to do this review. So you could definitely do it a little bit less. Despite the overall quick assembly and really straightforward instructions, there were definitely some very mild snags hit, and it was basically due to like mild misalignment in regards to the pre-cut screw holes on the bottom of the chair, but this was really easily corrected when I used a second person just to help stabilize and align the chair. That being said, it was mild unfortunate because I really try not to utilize a second person for assisting, especially for reviews, but it was doable. So it was a very mild and really not too unexpected snag just because of my experiences with chairs in general in regards to the experience, but I just want to be clear that there was a very, very mild snag there. So let's move on to the actual meat of this review. So the first thing we're going to look at is the aesthetics, and the chair looks absolutely awesome. While the look of the chair shouldn't exactly be the primary selling point, we're looking more at ergonomics. Let's be honest, no one wants to actually purchase a chair that's an eyesore, especially considering the amount of space that these gaming chairs take up in your room. The TS51 is, simply put, gorgeous. It's composed of the Techni synthetic upholstery with a black steel frame, and the logos on both the chair and the lumbar pillows feature stitched monochromatic lettering that's really easy on the eyes. There's absolutely nothing ostentatious about this chair, and it perfectly ties your room together regardless of your chosen aesthetics. I'm a little bit disappointed in Techni Sport for just one small reason concerning the looks of the chair, and that is just that the photos on the website do not do the chair justice. While awaiting the chair to come in, I was expecting a dated chair in regards to its appearance. However, this chair is absolutely anything but. It looks as contemporary as its parent company is, and it's very aesthetically pleasing with the materials, giving the chair this really neat carbon fiber look. The only mild complaint I have with it that we're going to talk about is the appearance of the chair concerning the armrest, as they do look a little bit out of place and a little bit of lesser quality compared to the rest of the chair. But we'll talk about that a little bit. Because the design choice greatly makes up for its aesthetic shortfall with some really good ergonomic options. So in regards to comfort and ergonomics, at the time of this review, I've used this chair for about a little over 2 weeks, and I've used it for short tasks such as writing emails and writing this review, as well as putting it to the test with hours-long gaming sessions, primarily with Overwatch and World of Warcraft, and this chair has only gotten better as the time passed. So before I go on, I'm going to give you my own measurements. I'm about 5'9", and I weigh about 155 pounds, so everyone's individual morphology has a very significant part to play when choosing a chair that's right for you, and there's no universally perfect fit for everyone. However, this chair has enough customizability to fit a very wide range of users, and it's important to note that our resting neutral spine posture is the desired position you're going to be aiming for when you're adjusting the chair. Now, this is a position we'll cover quite a bit in future videos, but it's something that I want you to keep in mind. So, the seat is made of high-quality memory foam that really feels great just from the beginning. When adapting to a new chair, there's a certain learning curve your body needs to go through as it gets used to being put in a slightly new position, regardless of the comfort of the chair. But I'm really happy to say that within a day, I was pretty much all smiles. The comfort level is great. The chair comes with both a lumbar and cervical pillow, and they're actually firm enough to be useful, but also soft enough to be comfortable and adaptable to your own physique. I really have a bit of a bias concerning these pillows, as they're usually way too firm to be of any practical use, and they often just jam your spine into this excessive curvature, leading to actually worsen posture and actually pain over time, as well as sometimes increasing the promotion of sacral sitting, which is something we'll also talk about a little bit in the future. But I'm really happy to say that these feel absolutely great, and are the first pillows that I've actually looked at in a very long time that I'm actually using instead of just tossing out to the side. Likewise, the backrest is similar construction, combining similar levels of comfort and support. The backrest is capable of being reclined back to about 150 degrees and is smoothly capable of being stopped at any angle up to that point. Now, 150 degrees may seem like a bit overkill for daily use purposes, But for the purposes of testing, it actually was really awesome. So I placed it back in that position, and I was surprised to find that I was able to stay perfectly balanced in the chair without losing any of the comfort in the normal position that I usually keep the chair in, which is about 30 degrees for me to keep myself in a good postural position. As a result, I'm very happy with the controlled tilting mechanism that can be further fine-tuned with the use of a knob under the base of the chair, leading to a perfectly customized tilt option for users. In addition to the tilt control, the chair itself is easily adjustable from a height of about 19.5 inches to 21.5 inches, further allowing you to find that sweet spot where you can maintain good contact with your feet on the ground while still resting against that backrest. Now, in regards to the armrest, I know I was a little bit harsh on them earlier. So as I previously stated, I wasn't really initially thrilled with the construction of the armrest, primarily in regards to the uprights, as they didn't really appear to be up to the same quality as the other parts of the chair, in regards to appearance alone. However, after spending some time with the chair, I am happy to say that this really doesn't extend to its functionality. The armrests are constructed with a medial dip so that you can support your elbows without compressing the more sensitive structures of your forearm and wrist. And they're really quite supportive. Initially, despite initially appearing a little bit too stiff, but after weeks of use, they've softened up quite a bit to the point where they provide the same level of support while offering a much, much more comfortable experience. Like the rest of the chair, the armrests are totally customizable, able to adjust between 11 and 14 inches in height, while allowing about 45 degrees of medial lateral rotation in and out. And they're actually pretty darn nice, I gotta say. Okay, so as far as other details are concerned, let's take a look at some of these. Let's take a look at another look about the company. So for those of you who are not familiar with Techni, they have a really neat charity initiative that is quite frankly awesome. I'm a full-time physical therapist, and I'm surrounded by people undergoing their own personal struggles, both medically and personally, on a daily basis. So seeing a company put their money where their mouth is, it just feels good. Every single one of Techni chairs supports something. For a total list, you can visit the charity section of their website, but in regards to the TS51 black gaming chair, 3% of all proceeds from the sale of this chair go towards causes that support Alzheimer's research. So it's roughly a $300 chair. I confirmed, roughly about $9 of every chair goes directly to research. So when you're in a time where there's so many different companies to choose to do business with, it's really good to know that you're doing business with a company that at least dedicates a small portion of sales to a worthy cause. So, in conclusion, let's get back to the question at hand. Is the Techni TS51 black gaming chair worth the $309.99 retail value? The answer? Absolutely. One thing that I will reiterate in my reviews is the age-old saying that you shouldn't cheap out on anything that separates yourself from the ground. This used to mean primarily beds and shoes. However, in the age that we live in, especially with some of us spending more time in our chairs than actually in our beds, computer chairs certainly fit this bill. So, while price does not always dictate quality, I am very pleased to say that the TS51 is appropriately priced for the quality received. The mild aesthetic armrest complaint and slightly irksome construction process absolutely did nothing to distract from my overall experiences with the chair, and I would ultimately recommend this product to anyone who, as stated in Techni mission statement, is looking for next level quality, comfort, and design. Thank you guys for watching, and I really appreciate you supporting me.